All right, guys, welcome back again to the channel. Back as always to let you know some of the stories making the rounds right now as they concern Team Nigeria this weekend. So I'm going to start with the obvious good news, which is the fact that the Flamingos of Nigeria have now reclaimed their glory by defeating Samoa 4 goals to 0. A very emphatic scoreline to qualify as one of the best losers in their group or in the entire group, because obviously we lost our footing. We got defeated 2 times in a row in the first two group games. And obviously, this game against Samoa was our last chance to redeem ourselves and qualify. So heading into that game, we had like a little bit of permutation to do. We needed to score 3 goals at least. If you were to end like 3-1, we would qualify. If you were to end 3-2, we would still qualify. But the most important thing was that the girls stepped out and they were told and they knew that they had to get up to 3 goals and win the match as well. But they did uh, more than that. They exceeded our expectation by getting 4 goals and also keeping a clean sheet. This evening, which is really really nice. Goals coming from Queen Joseph, 2 goals from her. She was very fantastic today. And then Shakirat Moshood scored by a penalty. And then Azizat Oduntam scored the fourth goal. So um, what a great performance from the girls. Just to look at the best uh, third place teams, you can see that Nigeria is comfortably topping with goal difference. So that is how it is right now. We will be going into the round of 16 and then, hope to continue pushing from there and avoid making the kind of mistakes that we did or showing up in the manner that we did against Canada, that we lost, and then the other team, France, as well. So we expect to see soon the country that FIFA is going to draw us against. I'm going to let you know once that happens on the channel. But let's move forward, guys, and talk about what's happening right now. This is actually very pressing, and it's obviously the fact that Kucherksha has come out now to talk about, the plans right now concerning the playoffs coming up in mid-November. Eric Shell, talked about a couple of things that he's been traveling here and there. He actually has been in Portugal to watch to see his daughter, firstly, but then he took the liberty to watch a match between Marseille and Lisbon. I think that was in the Europa League or Champions League, one of those two. But the point is, Coach Eric Schär said that he had to go and see that match because he wanted to observe Aubameyang, who was, playing for Marseille. And he says he watched the game, and he was happy that he did because Aubameyang was on display for that night, and his performance was really good. Kucherksha was not surprised because Aubameyang is a top player, and Kucherksha thinks so as well. So he's basically trying to see how he can get all of the information that he can from the opponents, which is obviously going to help him in terms of preparing the Super Eagles team and knowing weaknesses, strengths, things like that, and knowing how to uh, really play against these players. So in Coach Erikson's own words, he said, "I'm here in Portugal to see my daughter, but I watched the game uh, between Sporting and Marseille in the Champions League, and Aubameyang played this game. Gabon have a good team. They have some great players like Aubameyang, Lemina, and Bruno Okwele Manga. They have a good coach with a good philosophy. When the team plays, we can see they are impressive." So that is part of what he said, and obviously this is good to see that the coach is moving around, watching football matches, being there in person, and trying to see how he can gather all this little information, little data, from these players, and then go back to the drawing board and try to see how he can build a team to neutralize these players, their strength especially, and then exploit their weaknesses. But he also made some comments concerning the team, Super Eagles, especially how the team has been, whether it has improved since he came, whether it improved or whether it didn't improve at all. So he talked about it, and then he talked about the mentality as well, which is obviously the same thing that he wants to bring this team up into a team that is filled with warriors, a team that's filled with fighters, people who don't give up, people who are ready to bring in 100%, people who are ready to sweat, shed blood, and die on the pitch, you know, for the cause. And he says that every other thing that happened in the past are all in the past now, that the most important thing is this Gabon game, and he needs warriors, for this game. This is just what he said. We play or we die. That's the reality of our situation. We have to have the minds of warriors. We have to be a shark. This is war ahead of us. That's part of what he said. And then on comment about the improvement of the team, he said the team have improved since I took over, but it's difficult because the FIFA windows are always short periods to work with the team. It's been game after game. The most important thing now is the November World Cup playoffs in Morocco. In reality, the job starts now. We were not lucky. We gave everything to the team. We did a great job in 10 months. I always knew we had a chance. I was only focused on the pitch, not what people are talking. We will continue with our energy because we want to go to the World Cup. So that's basically what he said. And in Coach Eric Shell's opinion, it feels that there's been a lot of improvements, in the team since he took over, from previous manager. And I think that's the reality because the stats shows it. Eric Shell played 6 games, won 4 of them, drew 2, and that's like a stark contrast with, the previous managers who just got draw. We didn't win any game with 2 previous managers, so there's obviously been some good improvements in the team, and I just hope that the coach continues to go in the right direction and that NFF continues to trust him, give him all the support that he needs for him to really get the best out of these boys. He's talking about turning them into lions, turning them into warriors, fighters, people who have the heart to step on the pitch and give everything. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. I hope that he gets all the support to make this come to reality. Of course, he's already started preparing the names of the players that he is going to invite, for mid-November games. And the rumor right now, on the streets is that the names are expected to be released from next week. So, we are going to have to keep our fingers crossed and then see the people that makes this league. This is going to be very interesting, particularly in the attacking area and also in the defensive area. Because we have a couple of players who are pushing in now to join in. Paul Onatru, one of those guys who has been on form, currently topping the highest goal scoring charts in the Turkish Super League. Boniface has been picking form here and there with Werder Bremen, although he's not been able to find the back of the net. But he's provided assists, improve in terms of uh, attacking wise with this Werder Bremen team. He's also very influential in their last game this weekend that saw them get a victory in the Bundesliga. So it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Eric Schell would tweak this list, and considering also the fact that we have a couple of players who have been out or who are major doubts due to injury. We talk about Siri Dessas, talk about who else? Kelechi Anacho, who picked up injury a few days ago. So it will be very interesting, guys. But that's the update for now. Thanks for sticking around. Leave your reaction for any of the stories and stay tuned for more videos.